Hi, I'm Robin Boyce for City Corner. Come on back. We're going to be talking about N2Existence and what's going on with domestic violence in the St. Louis area. There's some ladies who are trying to do the right thing. Come on back. Hi, I'm Robin Boyce. Welcome to City Corner. And with me right now on our Zoom studio calls is Mr. Aaron Fowler, who is an artist, a artist from the St. Louis area here. Now he's nationally bound and everything. You're doing your thing, right?
Yes,
But you have a wonderful exhibit here in St. Louis that's being held at the Luminary, which is located over on Cherokee Street. And this is support by the STL Made movement, which is really awesome here in St. Louis. Your exhibit is called N2Existence. Tell us more about that.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Into
Existence is, I'm doing well. I'm blessed right now. Into Existence is like something that like pretty much a mantra I live by. And it's like something I pretty much get from my grandmother, just out of faith. Like, anything that I say I might do or anything I want to do, she always says, you got to speak it into existence,
So she was the kind of Christian, really good Christian grandmother who prayed for you, I know, and said, speak it into existence, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Tell us, we're going to be rolling some of the pictures pictures of some of your artwork. What kind of mediums do you work with? Is it acrylics, paints, woods? What are you working with?
I feel like I'm pretty like limitless when it comes to medium. I feel like I use the world and pretty much everything. So I paint, I sculpt, I use acrylic, oils, but I also use like found materials that I collect when I see stuff.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
So you'll go around in your community and pick up some things that might look interesting that you could put together an artistic kind of a collage of some kind or another, because that's what it looks like you do, or these beautiful collages that you put together, and they're pretty huge. So you need a pretty big space to work in, right?
Definitely, yes, ma'am. I mean, sometimes I used to work in like puzzle pieces if I have like a small space, just like work on these things in pieces because I'll visualize something, big. But now, yeah, it's like I'm blessed to have like big spaces to work in.
That's awesome. What are some of the things, or what are you trying to speak to a viewer who will come and see your artwork?
I guess I'm trying to share like the things that I see and things I've been blessed to experience, like just my life, the people in my life, like the things I come across in my journey, like, love, just living, trying to eat healthy, trying to get my mind right, trying to build things with my family. I kind of like, think of like living in today, and we have so many problems and things and obstacles that we go through. And I kind of want to share with people, like, some of the things that I feel like are solutions, and things I feel like are like ways we can go, and just share what God kind of puts in my heart in that way.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. Did you go to art school for all of this, or is this you're self-taught?
I mean, sometimes it can kind of look like I'm self-taught, but I definitely went to art school. I went to community college here in Flo Valley in St. Louis. I started. Yeah.
All right, you went to Flo Valley. Awesome. Yes. Yeah, they have an awesome art department out there. Yeah, I've taught out there from time to time. It's a great. Well, the community colleges are great, and they do a good job for people here in the St. Louis area who want to advance themselves or do something with their lives or their careers. So tell us a little bit more about your travels across the country. Are you in other galleries around the country, or is St. Louis the only one at this point?
Oh, right now I kind of live primarily in LA.
Okay, you're in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, that's definitely, and I feel like it's my second home. As much as St. Louis is. So I spend a lot of time.
Are you in the artist district in LA, or what part of Los Angeles are you in?
Well, I'm downtown, but not too far from like the arts district. So like probably like like 5 minutes away.
I like it down there. It's like really eclectic, and people are really friendly, and it's different. I mean, well, LA's got its different patches and different things, and you just have to get used to it.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, to be honest, like my favorite place there is Inglewood. When I first got there, that's what I was working at.
Seriously,
Yeah, I love it there. I mean, it's just
what do
like
you
a
like about
gentle vibe.
Inglewood?
It feels like any '90s black movie, you know,
Doesn't
like
it
just
remind you a lot of St. Louis?
yes, and a lot of St. Louis too. Just remind you of home. You know what I mean? So I guess that's probably why I feel that way. It feels like home. Like my church I go to out there is out there, and like a lot of like places I get materials, like the flea markets and stuff. I go out there to get most of my stuff.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I
Yeah.
really Inglewood to me was always very close to home because that's one of the few places where you find brick homes in Los
Mm-hmm.
Angeles, because they don't do a
It's
lot of brick
beautiful.
out there because of the earthquakes and stuff like that. But that and Ladera Heights, which is right next
Mm-hmm.
there, next to Inglewood. Yeah, I know it. I was in Baldwin Hills for a little while.
Oh, you are, man. I love Baldwin Hills, man. It's so
Yeah,
beautiful over
just a
there.
few blocks from Crenshaw, Martin Luther King.
Oh yeah. I hope you got some. I hope you get some, plenty of that Dooleans out there. It's like my little favorite little soul food spot out there. It's not
Yep,
too far.
yep. So do you pick up a lot of the things that you see going on in Los Angeles? Because as an artist, when I was traveling across the country, what I found interesting were looking at the colors of a city. And LA
Oh.
always came off to me as pink and brown.
Mm-hmm.
You
There's some
too?
truth to that. There's
Okay,
some truth to
pink and
that.
brown. Pink and brown colors that meshed into the rest of the community. I mean, and in St. Louis, this community has a lot of like fire colors like yellows and reds and other things that are going on with it. But the beautiful part about Los Angeles were the mountains and the ocean,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and mixing those comparisons as an artist. So do you do that as well in the areas where you might be living or you might visit?
I mean, all the time. I feel like my environment affects what I make all the time, you know. And I always like I fell in love with LA because like it's like you said, it is pretty pink, but it's just like the nature and everything kind of takes over. Like the landscape is bigger than the city itself, you know. So you kind of always looking at the mountains, the palm trees, you know, like just light around. It's bright, you know, and it
I
definitely like,
know,
oh
I
my God, I
know,
love it. Yeah, and it seeps into my work a lot. Like the colors in my work become a lot brighter.
I know.
It's
Your
like
work is really colorful. I like what you do.
thank
So
you so
most of
much.
what you do, are they, is the piece that I saw, is that a mural or is it a statue? What is it that you built there?
Which piece did you? I'm sorry, which piece did you?
Oh God, it's the piece that's
Piece
at the
number that was it?
Luminary that's up. It's a huge, big piece, and it's got a person's face in the middle of it. And we'll show it as we're talking here in the interview. But
Oh, okay.
it's very
Is it like a
colorful.
is it like a green background, like with the
Yeah.
shape? That's my stepfather. He passed away recently, and it's like I found this hot tub cover because usually when I lose people, I use like this like a hot tub cover to paint them on, to kind of memorialize them. And that kind of came from it's a kind of a long story. I'll try to breeze through it, but this church in LA, it was like Inglewood area, they were giving away all their church pews 'cause they were closing
Oh,
down. And I collected like most of them, probably like over 100 and something church pews, and they're like
did
more like,
you really?
yes, man, they're more like theater seats, I guess. You know, like
Yeah.
it wasn't like the long church pews, like a theater seat that comes up and down. So I collected them, and I'm making this piece that I'll be showing at the Luminary, which is this memorial to people that I've lost here. And each of the pillow cushions, they kind of like brown, you know, like theater seats, old school ones. You know, I painted somebody that I've lost, and it's kind of like an ongoing piece which deals with like you know, every time we lose somebody, you know, I'll add to that piece. Hopefully, I don't have to keep adding, but it's just like
Right.
every time I lose somebody from where I'm from, you know, it's just like this memorialization of you know, the people that I've kind of lost due to like mostly just the violence in the streets, you know.
Yes. Yes.
So so then that I seen a hot tub cover one day in LA, and it kind of looked like one of those pillows, you know. So I kind of used it for a similar reason. So every time I lose somebody really close to me, like a grandmother or you know just a family member or something like that, I'll paint them on a large scale on those things to kind of look like for the same similar vibe, you know, similar feel,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That makes a difference. So what you do with your art comes directly from your heart, actually,
Directly from my heart.
and what you're feeling at that time.
Yes, ma'am. And what
Have
I'm
you,
doing.
are you doing art with reference to what's going on with the movement these days, with reference to COVID and politics and all of that?
To be honest, most of the time I try to shy away from politics.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
I guess I try to stick with things that are going on directly in me as I try to create a new wave in the world that we're living in to share with people, you know. But every now and then I do get hit, you know, where it's like I gotta say something, you know.
Right.
And most of the time that hits me in my heart, really like deeply, like I'll feel something. And I remember like earlier this year when I first got the space in Luminary, it was very hard for me to make anything visually. I was not that motivated for some reason to make something visual. So I would play the piano a lot.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of like self-teaching myself the piano, you know. But then this one day I heard an interview with Breonna Taylor's mother and her daughter. And when I was taught, I guess when I was just listening to it, it really, really hit me when, you know, her daughter was like, she really
Wow.
missed just like being with her dad and like really missed like her being on his neck, you know what I mean? And like an airplane, you know. And
I want to get people to. I'm sorry, got to close out the show, but we got to get folks over there to see what you're doing at the Luminary on Cherokee.
Yes, ma'am.
I think
Yes,
it's
ma'am,
absolutely fantastic what you're doing. Thanks for coming home and sharing it with us, Aaron. I really appreciate you.
No problem.
Thank
I appreciate
you so much.
you.
You got some beautiful work. Hang with it. Keep doing you. Don't worry about what's going on in the world. Just be you, because you're doing a good job being you.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you, Ms. Robin.
Thank you so much for coming on. And we will be right back with more great information here on City Corner.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Here's your check. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. Why would you do that?
Probably okay isn't okay. Call a cab, a car, or a friend.
Good choice.
Selfie. Nailed it.
There's so many reasons to love St. Louis, you can't pick just one.
What I love about St. Louis is the 79 unique neighborhoods and 108 beautiful city parks, including Forest Park, which is actually larger than Central Park in New York, and the gorgeous Tower Grove Park right here.
And there's always something new to experience, no matter the time of day or the season. So come and experience St. Louis.
If you smoked, this new lung cancer screening could save your life. Visit SaveByTheScan.org.
Hi, I'm Robin Boyce, and with me in the studios right now on our Zoom call. I miss having people in the studio, but that's okay. We're going to keep Zooming until we get this Corona together. All right. With me is Miss Bran-Dee Jukes. Also, Bran-Dee, you are what is your position?
I'm the program manager for the Pathway to Brightness Housing Program.
She's the program manager. She also has with her Miss Rachel Nord. Now pronounce your name, Rachel Nord-Roseau. And we also have Miss Talena Williams. How you doing, ladies?
Fine. How are
you all are with the Diamond Divas Empowerment Foundation. And Bran-Dee, you've been about the business of making sure the community's okay for a long time. But I think you got that from your mama, didn't you?
Yeah, I got it from my mama. For-profit businesses that we have, we've been a nonprofit business. So.
See, and you all have done a wonderful job. And one of the really great things that you've done, you called me a couple of years ago and we had you on the show. You've been working with women dealing with domestic violence. Have you seen a rise in domestic violence here since the COVID situation in the St. Louis area?
It's definitely a rise. Trying to get them in housing, but then also we are not getting some calls because they are trapped in and they cannot get out. So
wow,
it's a rise on one end, but we know it should be more than what it is because they're not able to get away. It's opening back up a little bit more, so our volume has picked back up. But at the point when it first started on lockdown, it kind of went down a little bit, but then it started rising again when they were able to actually get back up.
Wow.
Way have time, because a lot of times those things happen when the abuser is at work, out with their friends. They are able to make those calls and create a safe time where they can communicate their needs.
You all have some really good things that you have coming up pretty soon. Please tell us a little bit more. Now, you've already made a big awareness in October because that was Domestic Awareness Month.
Yes.
You've already, people were talking about it left and right, and the fact that the whole COVID situation has kind of skewed things unnecessarily so. But you are definitely involved in making sure women have safe places to go. So tell us about this fundraiser that you're about to do that's going to make a difference. You've got a goal of a certain amount that you want to raise. Tell us about that.
So what we are doing, our program is we work with the survivors. After they've gotten away, they've gotten a safe place. Okay, they might have went to a shelter, they might have went to a family or a friend. At that point, hey, I need to reestablish, I need to get my own place. So that's what we do. Or they've left, the abuser has left the vicinity and I need to maintain because there was some financial abuse there. Now everything is on their, 100% hold solely on them. But they left them in a bad situation where they might be facing eviction or different things such as. So what we do is we grant up to $1,500, which helps these ladies reestablish for their rent.
Oh,
yes. So we have a whole program because we want to make sure that we're empowering them, that we're getting them in a position where they're going to be stable and be able to sustain after this situation. So we do a wraparound service and we have resources to get them the different things they need, the counseling that they need, and then we give them that financial support as well to get into their own homes or to maintain and stay in their home.
Great. Ms. Williams, some of the cases that you probably have worked with in the past and that you'll be working with this organization, tell us some of the stories that you might hear and the encouragement that you might give those individuals that come in needing your help.
Well, no story is alike. All stories are kind of similar because it's all domestic violence. It's all it's not all domestic violence, but it's all similar stories. I mean, the abusers, they isolate, they take you away from your family, your friends, they strip you down to where you feel like you can't survive without them. And that's not the case.
No,
these women, broken crayon still color at the end of the day, which is which is one of the things that we tell our ladies in our groups. So you can do this, you can become something at the end of the day without your abuser. Mm-hmm. So our goal is to empower these ladies and show them that they can be something. So with the resources that we have in place, we teach them financial literacy. We teach them how they can repair their credit at the end of the day when they walk away, and when they're able to. We teach them how they can empower themselves, how they can build up their self-esteem, how they can build up their children's self-esteem, how they can put their children into therapy, how they can help their children grow. We connect them with employment resources. It's a whole slew of things to help them become better human beings, because it's not just resources offered to women, it's offered to men as well, because men are abused too. It's not just something that happens to women. Women abuse men just as much as men abuse women.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're now living in a world of folks who have think it's comfortable to abuse people, whether they're a boss, whether they're a mom, whether they're a dad, whether they're a friend, whether they're the kid in the classroom. It can get a little scary sometimes. Rachel, please tell us a little bit more about some of the people that you encounter and some of the things that you see, or is there a trend out there that's happening because of COVID, or is this something that the COVID is probably exacerbating it, or just making it extra?
Absolutely. The exacerbation is on the rise. We're having more and more people with anxiety. Once you have become a survivor, you have broken free and you're trying to sustain, but in your conscious mind of trying to sustain, the anxiety comes into play. That's why the therapy piece is important. It's important twofold. One, we're going to unpack some of those traumatic things and put them in their proper places and help you get tools to put in your toolbox so that you move forward. But we're also going to help you with the anxiety of being on your own, doing this by yourself with you and your children. So it's important that we touch, and we're going to treat the entire family as a whole. We're going to treat mom, and we're going to treat the kids as well, because the kids are also sometimes the silent victim in the domestic violence.
And some of them, unfortunately, psychologically can grow up being abusers based off what they witnessed their mom going through or whatever. Absolutely. So getting that help early on is so important for people to understand. Now, looking at the African-American community, are we still shunning away from getting psychological help or counseling? Is that something that, I know back in the day, there was always that issue. Well, no, you crazy if you talk about going to see a psychologist. And is that ending? Or people now finally saying, look, we have got to get some help here. Let's do something different. What are you all seeing?
What I'm saying is there is a trend forward. The stigma is not so prevalent in the African-American community.
Okay, good.
It's still there. It's a progress, but there is progress.
We have clients that are coming in. Okay, the financial part, that's cool. I just really need the therapy. I know like 3 ladies say that just in the last week or 2.
Really?
Full-fledged in the program. Like there's one, she's 2 weeks. When I say this lady has completed, we have 12 classes they need to complete. She's at 11. I think she's at 11 classes. So we are, like she said, it's slowly changing. They are starting to understand something is wrong. They can only be strong for so long, and they are so definitely.
So they are asking for help. They want to get past this block that has gotten into their lives. and you're seeing that stigma slowly but surely rolling out of the African American community, because I know that was a huge issue for years when folks like my mom had created organizations like King Fanon, which is a Black psychologist organization, and some other things, and working with Black psychologists out of Washington University. They were really on top of trying to get people to get help. There's nothing wrong with it, right, ladies?
No, it's not.
Nothing.
Even a therapist needs a therapist.
Exactly.
Okay. I mean, I've always been told it's the smart people that go and get help.
This is true. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the smart people who know that there's something that's going on here that I probably need to change, but I need some help to get there.
Yeah.
Great. And your organization, Bran-Dee, is set up to help individuals understand you've got options.
Yes. You have options. There is help out here for you. Absolutely. I know one of the things we really wanted to start our agency was because to make sure African American women, sometimes the voice is not heard out here, and we want to make sure they are very vocal, and we let them know that we do hear them. Here.
Yeah. That's really big, because a lot of times people don't feel like anybody hears you.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, that's the biggest problem, and especially if you're in that situation and whatever the abuse is that's going on, you don't think anybody out there cares at all about what you're going through, but you're there, you care, and people can come to your organization and get the help that they need. All right, tell people where they need to come to really help you fundraise and make sure that we can help a whole lot more people out here, Bran-Dee. Where can they come?
So we are doing, so like you said, last month was Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we had, so we started a campaign. We're looking to raise $20,000
okay,
by the end of the year to assist with additional services. Because just like with the counseling piece, we have some people that cannot afford counseling, but we have a discounted rate. But we're able to get funding for that. This $20,000, we can just get them what they need, exactly what they need.
Oh, good.
So these are like to expand the services, make sure they're getting what they need. It's the holiday time, make sure that they're able to provide Christmases for their children.
Sure.
So these resources are definitely needed in addition to what we already do. Right now, we are specifically assisting with rental, but we need people that have, housing as far as what
exactly. It's crazy right now. It's like
furniture. They need
everything.
Cars are breaking down.
Yeah, everything.
Yes.
Bran-Dee, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. We're going to get people to you guys and that website and make sure that people come to you all to give you the help that you need. Bran-Dee, keep up the good work. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank you, St. Louis, for tuning in to City Corner. We had a little technical difficulties, but we made it through. All righty. We'll see you next time here on City Corner. I'm Robin Boyce.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.